It's pride and humility here. Hope you guys are doing good. It's been a while since I uploaded, mainly because honestly, my computer busted. I had to get it repaired, which was a pain because things have been wild lately. I was actually at the computer shop and I had some lady crash out, and I made a corporate complaint. I'm getting reimbursed for my time. I really have been off Discord lately, and I've kind of been disconnecting from the internet more, but I think it's really refreshing because I get to look at these arguments and kind of have like a more, I guess, like grounded perspective on them. So we're gonna see what's going on. This is the Myron Gaines Florida debate. I'm gonna skip around, kind of extrapolate the juicy bits, and yeah. So
All right.
this is actually women deserve less. Prove me wrong, and he starts bringing up like slut shaming and stuff. So part two, baby. Here we go.
Two neutral questions for you.
Right.
First one being, do you think social media benefits society in a positive or a negative manner, like as a whole? And if so, why? And if not, why?
So, on the plus side, communication is easier. It's more convenient. You can stay in touch with those that you love or meet other people fairly quickly. We have more access than ever before. But on the negative side, is blunted human interaction, made obviously the pursuit of relationships and marriage significantly more difficult, especially for men. It's made it better for women, but worse for men. So it depends on which angle you want to.
I don't know why it necessarily is better for women and worse for men. And I'm not going to focus too much on what Myron says, honestly, but my opinion is that social media is largely childish and juvenile. All of these apps, whether it be YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, they all have some kind of backbone algorithm that pushes ideas, concepts, or narratives to you, right? But the issue is that if you actually pay attention to real news headline, the actual news has basically zero correlation with anything that is going on in these narratives. So it's really, really tough. I really like looking at this YouTube channel called RFU News Strategic Geopolitics. It's gone over a lot of the Russia-Ukraine situation in wonderful illustration and detail, almost kind of like a Civ 5 board game. Really cool. Um, Also, like PPR Global, they've been going over a lot of the kind of like UN and NATO perspective on it. The issue is that honestly, when you look at social media, you get zero of any of that actual reality in your algorithm. They completely they don't show you anything that's actually going on. They show you what corporate or government entities or whoever has the money for the ads, they show you what they want you to think.
Tackle it from. But it definitely has its pluses and negatives.
You said better for women and worse for men. Do you kind of consider like how a chick could just have a picture of her profile and she gets 30 DMs immediately?
Yeah.
But
So
if a
what
guy
social
has
media
it,
has basically done is it's given women, you know, an incredible level of leverage in the dating marketplace to meet men, and
That's a very unintelligent thing to say. And I'm not trying to be mean. If you're any woman, I've looked at women's phones and joked around with them. If you look at a woman's phone and she has like 50 dudes messaging her, what percent of those guys actually care about her, aren't just going to use her for her body, or genuinely want to have a long-term relationship with her, right? And if that's a question a lot of guys don't ask. And so they get really intimidated because, men propose, women dispose. Stefan Molyneux used to say that a lot. I actually liked him a lot. I didn't think he was as crazy as the news headlines would say, but this is a stupid argument. This is not. It's idiotic, honestly.
Say 6 million didn't die. How many do you think died in the Holocaust?
And just from an initial GPT, I'll keep this one brief. Um, it's pretty well documented the amount of Jews that were thrown into furnaces in the Holocaust. Like they have like the family records, the names, the addresses, like they have the receipts to back up those numbers, right? So Myron keeps saying this, and I don't know if it's because he was raised in a certain culture or cultural or religious somewhere between background, but I'm curious as to what he's going to say because it's going to be deceptive.
6 or 7?
Total?
Yeah, 6 or 7, man.
Okay, so if 6 million didn't die, then why did all of the Nazis say, yeah, we did it, we're not sorry, during the Nuremberg trials?
Yeah, well, those were basically a circus. A lot of the testimony was, garnered through bullshit and coercion.
Garnered through what? They all died afterwards. It's not like they had anything to gain. They all got hung. It's not like they said that and then were let free.
This
They
guy's
said that
making
and
a
then
good
got
argument.
hung
Well,
by the
you'd be
state.
surprised at how, what you'll admit to when you're being tortured. You know what I mean? This is it's a very real thing. This is why,
Yeah, and he's losing composure. And honestly, I think it's a nothing burger. I think that I don't know why he spews anti-Israel propaganda. Someone's getting a check. Someone is making a bag, and that's fine. But why not me?
law enforcement agencies can't take informants and or prosecute cases where CIA individuals torture people, right? This is what got John Kirikow put in jail, essentially.
And we do have issues with corruption in our legal system. I think most countries do, but we do in this country especially. That's very pernicious.
But as far as that thing, look, all jokes aside, I'm not saying the Holocaust didn't happen. What I am saying is a lot of the things that we were told about World War II just don't make sense.
What?
And I think that there's nothing wrong with questioning it, investigating, looking into it. But
How many Jews died in the Holocaust, and how do we know? It says 6 million. How do we know Nazi records, despite attempts to destroy evidence, surviving documents such as transport list, camp records, and what is this word? What is this word? What is this word? I don't know. Basically, they have the receipts. So
different countries.
But it was investigated and was looked into. That's why it's like one of the most documented events in human history. That's why it's such a strong... The reason there's such a strong consensus that it was around 6 million isn't because we're not investigating it. It's because we did investigate it, and that's what like all of the experts came to independently.
smart dude. That look on his face, dude. Anti-Israel propaganda XD, bro. Pretty spicy, actually. All right, I don't know what it is, bro, but my gut, I got a good feeling about this one. And we're not doing the Ohio one, by the way. And I'll show you why I did make a video on the Ohio one.
Talk about the thing you like brought here for, the slut shaming thing. Like, are we doing that? I have a question. I can ask a question, right?
Yeah, sure, please.
So you
go ahead.
believe in like open engagement and debate, like the high ideals, right?
Sure, yeah.
So how does bringing a sign saying "bring back slut shaming" and denying the Holocaust incentivize that?
Call freedom of speech. You don't have to agree.
It's freedom of speech. Yeah, bro, it's freedom of speech. That's why I was calling broccoli hair man like a chud up here. We can say whatever we.
So this was the debate in Ohio, guys, and this is why I did not. This is one of the first people who stepped up. This is why I didn't end up using that one.
Want. But you have no intellectual capacity or ability. You sit here in clip farm, I guarantee I'll be like, soy boy gets wrecked on college campus.
So yeah, here we are now.
Women aren't in charge in those
It's a
countries,
woman?
though.
No, I'm talking about here in the U.S.
Women aren't in charge in the U.S.
They
either.
absolutely are. We live in a gynocentric social order.
I don't agree with that. And you said
don't
that you're
agree?
against feminism, but all feminism did was give women the right to own property, bodily autonomy, and gave them less discrimination in the workforce and access to education without being discriminated against. What's
Yeah,
wrong with
but here's the
that?
thing. Feminism started out as equality,
she
but
kinda
now
bad,
it's
though.
quickly
I don't
morphed
know.
into superiority. That's what it is now. It's not. The equality thing was done decades ago.
Are you talking about like Western modern feminism, or are you talking about feminism in general?
Well,
'Cause
I'm talking about Western feminism. Now it's about superiority. It's no longer about equality.
it is about equality.
Okay, so yes and no, right? One side says yes, the other side says no. Okay.
Okay, if you say so.
How is women having access to bodily autonomy superiority?
Sure. Because let's say you were to get pregnant by a guy, he wanted to keep the baby, you want to kill the baby. He has no reproductive rights. And
So I'm going to stop there. If you guys want to look up videos on third trimester abortion, like I'm not going to sit here and show you guys any videos on third trimester abortion, okay? I don't even want to show this. Like, I've done research on it. I'm gonna keep it a buck. This is I. Am I supposed to think this is a good thing? I'm not hating women. I don't. Whatever.
Say whatsoever.
But in states like Texas, the man can sue the woman if she aborts the fetus.
Sure.
He can sue her.
But the point
or and put her in prison
I don't
and
know.
report it.
Yeah, I don't know about that. The reality is that men have no reproductive rights versus women do. And then it could also
I live in Texas. I've never heard of that either, to be honest.
go on the flip side. She decides to have the kid. He said, "Don't have the kid." Now he's on the hook for child support. So that's what I'm
He
trying
can
to
give up
say.
his parental rights.
What was that?
The man could give up his parental rights so he doesn't have to pay child
That's not how it works, to my understanding, either. Yeah.
support.
Not really. She
Legally, he
can still
can.
she can absolutely still put him on the hook and have him pay what he's owed. And some states have like really like Texas, for example, has very aggressive laws where if you're a deadbeat dad, like they will put you in jail. They will.
And
Every state's
also, you
different.
said that women should prioritize career over having no, women should prioritize childbearing over having career, but women
Having a family, yeah.
they contribute $7 to $10 trillion to the U.S. GDP, and countries that have higher gender equality, like the United States and the West in general, they have higher GDPs than other countries that deprioritize gender equality.
I'm going to look into that now because I'm so curious. Yeah, it's about 11 to 13 trillion annually. Yeah.
Like Yemen, like Iraq, like Syria, that have lower rates of gender equality, they have lower GDPs
Yeah, well, women also
and higher rates of poverty.
Yeah, and they also control 3/4 of the debt. They're the majority of the consumers. Women complain all the time about, we couldn't have credit cards until the 70s. Well, that was because women couldn't incur debt. So men had to incur the debt, and if she did get credit, she'd have to go through her husband. So for the household and the finances. So he had the authority, but he had the responsibility, but he also had the authority.
And I think you guys get the picture. And honestly, I'm going to cut this short because this is kind of getting a little bit repetitive. But later on, what I found really, really interesting was there was a professor who pulled up and started kind of like trying to call him out and push back. And I found that really fascinating. So we'll finish up with that.
But
Here comes
yeah,
the
see?
professor.
Okay, here's the reason. He doesn't want to get on the mic because he understands that strategically speaking, the United States derives zero fucking benefit with going to war with Iran. Oil. There's what oil? Didn't we just get Venezuela's oil? Like what oil? It's not the oil, dude. We're going to war for the Jews. We just got to admit it. Like we're Jew. But if you don't want to come on the mic, that's fine. I understand that it's a losing argument. The defense. Yeah, but you can't defend your points is the point. We have zero strategic benefit invading the Middle East and getting into war with Iran. Absolutely none.
Okay, bro.
We'll go to her. She was here first. Go ahead. You're good.
The final
Let her go
boss.
first. She was there.
Fight.
Hi.
Yep.
Your statement here, women deserve less.
Yes.
What substantiates that conclusion?
What substantiates why men need to give women less?
Why? Wait. Because what you said was different. You said, okay, I'm reading, women deserve less. And then you said, men something give women less?
Women deserve less?
Okay, so that claim. What substantiates that claim?
Because women are incredibly entitled, rude,
Okay,
narcissistic,
okay.
solipsistic,
Okay, so
have huge egos.
Okay, so let's zero in on that one point. You said entitled.
And there is a tad of an aura of pretentiousness. And now I think Myron at this point is just a unintelligent pygmy. But the pretentiousness of the professor is nauseating.
Okay, so women are entitled. How did you come to that conclusion?
Well, I think any heterosexual guy here will agree with me that dating women.
How did you come to that conclusion?
Well-
What's your reasoning?
So you want my anecdotal?
He's
No,
appealing to
no.
a collective. He's using a logical fallacy.
Oh, I don't. I'm talking about logic. Like, what's your reasoning? This doesn't include.
Okay, I mean I can draw
evidence
from
necessarily.
many different, I guess, pools. But in general, I've talked to over 4,000 women.
No. This isn't. I'm trying to get what.
She wants his rationality. not his anecdotal experience appeal. He's appealing to the and I the closest I could find to what I was saying, my mistake was appeal to authority, which could entail, being a part of a collective. That professor who was debating him actually said that he was using the anecdotal logical fallacy.
Science substantiates that claim. What studies are there that support the claim that women are entitled and then therefore it necessarily follows that women deserve less?
Women, okay,
I don't even want to hear this, bro. It's getting so cringe.
are opportunistic maters.
Okay, no, okay.
Oh, God.
Okay, now you're doing something different. So we started off with women are entitled, and now you're saying opportunistic maters. Which one, let's focus on one at a time.
If you would stop interrupting me, then I can explain it out for you because this is obvious. I need to start at 1 before I get you to 10.
Okay.
So number 1,
let's keep
women
this-
are opportunistic lovers, okay? So what that means is they require far more from the man than the man requires of them. Okay, this is shown all throughout the animal kingdom. The man must be able to provide, protect. Okay, she has her notebook out. Okay, great.
I'm trying to
so-
follow your premise.
Sure, yeah. Okay, we'll go through it then.
To see if your conclusion logically
Yeah, sure.
follows.
So women are opportunistic lovers, okay? And what that means is they require more from their mate than their mate requires of them. Typically, men just want sexual access. Women want security, and that security falls in many different forms: provisioning, protection, leadership, competence, etc.
That's a non sequitur to her original question. It's a complete non sequitur. This guy is a shill for Israel, bro. Or something. This guy's a shill for like some kind of political faction or something. I don't know. It's confusing to like listen to this absolute gobbledygook verbal diarrhea nonsense. And it's weird, like he continues to push this anti-Holocaust narrative. I think this guy's just like some kind of like puppet for some kind of political party's interest. And I don't know what party that would be. I don't have I did research on Uncensored America. It's really too hard to say. But honestly, my opinion is that Myron Gaines is just a kind of shill or a speaking piece, kind of a sacrificial lamb for some kind of anti Israel political movement in this country. And he has previous affiliations. He said he was Muslim, but I've watched the Fresh and Fit podcast. It's just kind of a constant roaring train wreck, kind of inner city people screeching about their overly promiscuous dating lives. It's really not that interesting. And so I think honestly, someone just wrote this guy a check. He took a dive. He made himself look like an idiot, and it was just like a career kind of, self-fulfilling prophecy. Just to be honest, guys, like he's losing his composure more often. And really, I don't find any of what Myron says to be actually interesting. But in the end, there's very little you could say. Uh, I, what I really find fascinating and entertaining is a slow motion train crash, self fulfilling prophecy in someone's career. That's the only reason I'm really here.
Behind me trying to kick me off the mic. How about you talk about wanting a respectful argument?
Because you're fucking retarded, that's why.
You
That's
want
why
a
they want you off the
respectful
mic. You're
argument?
fucking
How about
retarded.
You tell them to
And
be
we need to go
quiet
back to
while
telling
I'm
people they're
talking?
fucking retarded. We need to shame stupidity again. Make
Okay, your only
calling
argument
people
This
is that
guy's
people
gonna
don't
age
great
like
again.
fine wine.
Where are your
says,
facts?
"Ooh,
Where are your facts
ooh,
right now?